Ride or drive with Shaxi. Download the Shaxi ride hailing app and sign up as a driver or rider. Get Shaxi today from the Google Play and Apple App Store today.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen out there, in today's edition of Sammy Flex Connect, we are traveling the world all the way to Australia, where we have a beautiful lady who is breaking into the music scene with some beautiful tunes. I've listened to some of her songs online, and trust me, this is what Africa has to start marketing after the Thames, after all the beautiful girls who are making it. We also have something for the world once again. My name is Sammy Flex, and you guys are warmly welcome to our conversation. Let me just fly. I don't know which of the flights I'll be using to Australia, but I can manage to even do transit here to then I'll be in Australia. TEMGAZY, right? That's the name, right?
Yes, it is. TEMGAZY.
TEMGAZY. Well, welcome to Ghana. This is Sammy Flex TV, and my name is Sammy Flex. Hope you are good.
I'm good. I'm well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I listened to your story, how you started uploading your songs on SoundCloud, and at the time you didn't even know music commercially and all. Now beyond that, starting as a musician, was it a hobby or something you wanted to do commercially before you got to the level where a record label came chasing?
Well, I was born basically into music. My dad was a singer and a producer, songwriter, and my grandfather as well was a musician as well, very prominent figure back home. So it just felt like the natural thing for me to do. And then I just decided to pursue it professionally when I was 16 by going to audition for X Factor.
So you did the X Factor at the time you were 16.
The first audition I did, I was 16. And then I went again the following year with a girl group, and I was 17, and then we got in and we made it to the finals.
Okay. And then you were a group. At what point did you go solo, or are you still in that group?
So I decided to go solo in 2018, and I have just been releasing a string of singles since.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's get back into that story. The story you told Aussie Afro Beats podcast, where you were talking about your beginning, uploading songs at platforms that was not even paying you, and you were lucky. You got someone coming in for you. Yeah. Let's expatiate on that story. How did it come by?
Yeah, so I uploaded a song on SoundCloud in 2018. I was actually approached by two labels. I was approached again by Sony and approached by Tommy Boy Records at that time. Tommy Boy is a label that is based in the United States. And we ended up signing a one-song contract deal. Just to see how we did. They originally wanted to sign me, and I said, I just came out of a contract with Sony before when I was in my girl group. I'm a bit iffy about these contracts, but can I see how we work with each other on this one song deal? And then we can see if we want to extend the relationship thereafter. So we did the one song deal together, and that's when my first official single came about, Bunsen Burner.
Would you consider what they did with you or for you successful, especially knowing that as a young musician coming up, you had your dreams, you had your aspirations? Would you consider what they did for you successful?
I think them just me having my name and my music attached to that label, I think is really cool. I think that in itself is success to some extent because that was a label where Queen Latifah, the likes of Queen Latifah, were signed to and releasing that music. But what really was successful and what has been giving me my most success is the support of the African community that is here in Australia. That's where the most success that I've ever had and I've been having has come from.
Now, doing your music in Australia and as an African, I know you have two challenges. As in, first, to satisfy your people from Africa, and again, to satisfy the bigger market in Australia. How have you been managing the two? Because in listening to your story, you keep talking about, and my people started projecting me, and my people started projecting me. But I know where you live in Australia. The market goes beyond your people from Africa. How are you managing satisfying these two markets on your hands?
For me, it was never about trying to satisfy anyone, really. I wasn't trying to satisfy the Australian market or an African market. I just wanted to put out the kind of music that I liked and let the people that like it gravitate towards me. And in this case, it wasn't just the African people that gravitated towards the music. It was really just a mixed bag of everyone. They liked the music. I think I embrace my culture and my heritage a lot in my music and in my lyrics and my delivery when I'm writing music as well. That other people that are not of that culture, they love it. They feel like it's authentic. They want to learn about it. It makes them want to find out more about it because it's something that's new and something that's fresh for them. But then the people that recognize that culture, they are leaning in and they want to support because they in a sense see themselves in me. You know, I'm an African girl in Australia, and they themselves are Africans as well, or maybe Africans outside of Australia will look at me and be like, okay, this girl is trying to represent us, we're going to support her. Yeah.
So originally, which African country are you from?
I am Swazi South African, so I am of both Swazi and South African heritage.
I see. In this case, I'm seeing you between Afrobeats and maybe doing other sounds from South Africa. At the moment, which one is doing the magic for TEMGAZY? Which of the sounds? Are you doing Afrobeat? Are you doing some of these traditional sounds or some of these popular sounds from South Africa? Say Amapiano or any of these wild tunes?
Well, I have dabbled in both Afrobeats and Amapiano in the past, but my particular genre that I'm in is R&B. So I do R&B and I also do some hip hop as well.
Oh, okay. Now, in Africa, I know there are many young ladies, Star, Thames, and a good number of them breaking boundaries within the music space. Many of them are noted for Afrobeats. Therefore, I know there is that challenge. Okay, what can I also do to make sure I cut across? But now you are telling us you are doing special R&B for music lovers. Now, someone from Africa and doing R&B, how has the acceptance been like?
It's been really, really hard. It's been very, very hard. Not just in Australia, but I feel like my biggest priority and my biggest want has always been trying to tap in to the African market. But what I have learned about my people is that we love ourselves. Nigeria, Ghana loves themselves. They love Afrobeat. So they're going to be listening to Afrobeat. It's going to be the most streamed genre in that sector of the world. And in South Africa, they're going to love and embrace Amapiano. So I feel like although there is room and space for all these other genres, it's really hard for those people to get behind something that is not authentic to them, that they don't believe is authentic to them. So that's why that's been very, very challenging on that front.
Now, in terms of composition, you are exposed to maybe different languages because of your African background, as well as living in Australia, where predominantly the people are speaking English. Do you sometimes juggle between, okay, writing something language local from your end, or strictly English for you?
You mean in the music?
Yes, when it comes to writing your songs.
Oh, I definitely love to include my native tongue in there as well. I'm always just playing around with mostly Zulu. some Swati, and I have a song that I've included closer in and stuff like that. I love to do Vanak, speak in Vanak as we call it back home.
At the moment, have you started performing on commercial levels in Australia yet?
Of course, I started that at the very beginning of my career. I think the biggest one that I've ever done was a festival where Thames was actually one of the headlining artists, as well as Lauryn Hill, and I had the privilege of opening for them. Yeah, there's been a lot of successes. I've performed at the Opera House before, which is an incredible landmark here in Australia. I've done other festivals. There's a lot that I've done in Australia, but I really want to tap into Africa.
Now, talking about wanting to tap into Africa, how often do you go back to, say, your native South Africa to sell your songs to the people, to do some promotions and to let them know that, hey, TEMGAZY, I'm still here? How often do you do that?
Not often enough, but because we have the luck of the internet, and I've been trying to connect and put together a team for myself within South Africa and also just West Africa as well. And I feel like now I'm at a stage where I'm actually able to do that, because I want to be going home with the confidence that I'll be doing something, and have something ready for me to go back to. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing at the moment. So I'll be going home a lot more often now that there are people there waiting for me.
Now, given options to do collaborations and features between artists or musicians from Ghana and musicians from the West, who will TEMGAZY go for? Will you go for musicians from Africa, not Ghana per se, like Africa as a whole? Who would you want to do collaborations or features with? Would you consider musicians from the West or musicians from Africa?
Africa is currently my goal right now. That is where I am trying to be. It's who I am. I always say I want to go back home. And I want to do like that's my main goal for this year, is to try and land some collaborations in Africa. I love Sakodi. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name properly. Sakodi in Ghana.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I sing along to his songs all the time, even though I have no idea what he's talking about. Um, and I also have some artists back home that I would love to collab with as well. Like the likes of Casper Nyovest and
Mm,
artists
mm,
of that kind of nature. So yeah.
mm, mm.
Now, I'm interested in the Sarkodie song. Which of Sarkodie songs have you been singing along?
Oh my gosh, the one with Castro.
Oh, Adonai, that's what it's
Yes,
called.
yes, Adonai, yes. And also his whole album, I don't remember what it was called. It was the album with his baby boy at the front.
I think that's Mary.
He
The
has
Mary.
the
No, is it Rapaholic? The baby boy at the front. Okay.
Yeah, he had his son. Yeah.
Okay, I would have to
He
check
had his
that.
son on the front cover. Yeah, that one was amazing. And
Mm,
I have a Ghanaian friend, so he was telling me that a lot of the songs I was listening to that I was gravitating towards, they had something to do with God. So I
Okay.
guess that's why I like them. So I really like Sakodi. He's a really good rapper.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Now, in mentioning the people or the countries you'd want to go to, I've heard Sarkodie from Ghana. I've heard Casper Nyovest from South Africa. How about Nigeria? Obviously, the leaders in Afrobeat when it comes to the African music thing. Is there nobody in Nigeria that you are looking at?
Okay, yes. I was saying I really love Thames. I would love to work with her because it just makes so much sense. We
okay.
have a lot in common musically, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, you are also Temgazi, and she is Tem.
Exactly.
So I just found out the album you were talking about for Sarkodie. It is called Highest. The album is called Highest. That is the highest album. That is what you're talking about.
Yes. Yes.
I know. Now, let's talk about some of these major concerts happening in Australia. I know sometimes we hear some of our African brothers coming there for performances. So far, because you aspire to be at the top as an African, our entry, our penetration into the Australian music market, has it been impressive so far, or there are some roadblocks that we need to look at?
There are a lot of roadblocks. There's a lot of roadblocks. I think even in Australia, there's a lot of roadblocks. In Africa, there's a lot of roadblocks. One of them being the fact that, as I mentioned before, I think everyone loves themselves and the genres that come from the individual countries or that side of, the hemisphere. So it makes it very hard. To break in to those different territories because of that fact. And I think that a roadblock in Australia that's there is that although it's a multicultural country, we don't really have a lot of representation. And I feel like there's a lot of tokenism in Australia. So a lot of the time they will have the token African of the season, and that will be the one that is being pushed or promoted or whatever. And it kind even though they don't say it, but you sense that there's this vibe of there can only be one. Sometimes it feels like that. And I've had that conversation with many other African artists here, and they say they feel the same.
I see. What is the latest song from your end that you are promoting? I think I watched one of your videos, the one that you did solo, some performing to some cool voice and all. What is that song called? Maybe I can confirm that as well from here.
Which one, sorry?
I'm coming. I'm going to confirm that very soon. I watched one of your songs right now on YouTube, and I loved the vocal delivery. I love the fact that you were taking it cool and calm, and I would always would want to listen to such songs on a good day. When I want
Oh,
to
I wonder which one it was.
yeah, I'm confirming now for you. Yeah, I have the link now. It is called Jealous.
Oh, yes, that's my recent single, Jealous.
Okay, yeah, and you featured Just Jade.
Yes, that's a feature with one of the other artists here in Australia, and her name is Just Jade.
Okay, also an African, or she is a pure Australian.
No, she is of Asian descent.
Okay, and so that is this your latest work? The Jealous, is this your latest work?
Yes, it is.
And are we to expect
Yes.
something new in the coming days or weeks? Are there some projects in the offing?
Yes, I do. I have another song that's really exciting that I've been working on. Um, it's called Yimi Law, which means this is me. I actually just wrote it last week and I recorded it last week. And this weekend I'm going to be shooting some visualizers for it because I'm so excited for this song. Um, and yeah, and then after that one, after two more singles after that, there will be an EP which I am aiming to release September of this year.
Now, beyond the hopes, beyond the burning desire that I see in your eyes and even from your speech, what is that thing that is also putting a little bit of fear in this journey that you have started embarking on? You know, in every career, in every profession, you turn around, you have high hopes, but sometimes there is that little fear. In the case of TEMGAZY, what is that little fear that you would want to share?
I have so many fears. My biggest one is honestly probably not being liked by my people. I say a Zulu girl in a lot of my songs. When I start off my songs, I talk about Africans a whole lot. I give them a whole lot of, you know, thankfulness for everything that I've been able to accomplish. I try to represent them as much as I possibly can. So the idea of them not liking me would honestly break my heart. I think that would be the biggest heartbreak. Yeah.
But so far, what are the signs you are seeing? Are the signs positive?
Here, yes. In Australia, yes. I am interested in seeing, however, how I am received across the rest of the diaspora. I want to see how Africans in Africa will receive me. I want to see how Africans in all these other nations that have moved to all these different countries.
We have just about some 4 minutes to run away. But before we run away, I would want you to bless us with some vocals. Just do a line or two of some of your favorite songs before you leave us, because Ghana will be waiting for some more from your end.
Okay, I can sing my chorus maybe from my new
That's
song
fine.
Jealous. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it goes, usually don't do this. Finally picked up the courage to pick up my phone and text you. It's been a whole day, you're not texting back. Then I think about you with her and feel myself go crazy. I know it's been a long while, but the thought of you right now makes me jealous.
Mm.
Now, what is the story behind the Jealous song? Tell us about that before you leave us.
Yeah, so jealous is basically an admission to the fact that you are feeling jealous that the person that you are in love with has moved on and has found new love, and you wish that
Mm.
it was you instead.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So, is this for the ladies or it is for the guys?
Really be for anybody. Because my verse is saying that I want my ex to be with me, but then Jess's verse is talking about how she's with the man and she knows that he's thinking about me.
Okay. So it is distributed for both ends. Everybody should have their share and move on with it. I see. Now share something with the world, something that you would want us to remember you with before you say goodbye.
Well, what I can share, please follow me on my social media accounts so you can keep up with my music. You can find me at TEMGAZY Official, and that goes for all of my social media platforms. I go by TEMGAZY Official. And I really hope you like my music. I really hope the girlies and the boys that love R&B music can listen and they can fall in love with the music.
Mm.
Are we to expect you in Ghana very soon?
Yes, that's my prayer. I'll fast on it. I'll fast.
Thank you so much, TEMGAZY, for talking to us. We are delighted for blessing us with your beautiful voice. I loved what you just did, and I know the world will be watching out for another big breakthrough from Africa. And now we have more. And of course, you are also blessed with some beautiful looks. So as well, the world will surely accept this. We are sure going to do this again some other time. Stay blessed. My name is Sammy Flex.
Thank
We
you.
out.
Thank you for having me.
Bye bye.
Everybody check now. Check it. Fa check it. Fa check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it, check it. Fa check it, check it. Fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Green select glucometer. Fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Put sugar level, fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Green select glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.